Well, hello everybody, welcome to Friday. Today in the studio, we have Agus and his wonderful wife, Dee. Dee will be acting as translator today. Agus is a brand ambassador, phenomenal artist. If you haven't, I would really recommend that you go to his site and look at his artwork. Agus does beautiful abstracts among other types of paintings. Agus has asked that the questions, we will keep track of all the questions, and we're going to stop about 10 minutes toward the end just to have a question and answer session. And that's because Dee is going to translate back and forth for us. So please, by all means, ask questions and we will write them down. You can also ask me questions as well. Agus is from Indonesia. When I was there, he and his wife were just absolutely wonderful hosts and hostess. And so with that, Dee, Agus, welcome.
John, I'd like you to introduce our interpreter for today as well.
Okay, our interpreter is also a brand ambassador, and that is Angela. Angela has been doing all of the interpretations for all of our Latin America and Spanish speaking viewers. And she does an absolutely wonderful job. So Angela, thank you very much. And at the top of the screen, I have, you are very welcome. I have Giovanni and also Gabriel, who are brand ambassadors that also do paint-alongs and answer questions, as well as many other artists. I see Misha's on right now who answer questions. So it's a great forum to ask questions. And today we get to watch a master at work, which is phenomenal. So with that, Dee, thank you and Agus for joining today. I can't hear Dee. Can we unmute Dee?
And Dee, unmute the mic, your mic, Dee.
Hello.
There. Yeah.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. For...
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yes, fine.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to the Zoom about my art. And thanks to everyone for joining in today. My wife will assist me to communicate with you all. I'm sorry, my English not so good, but I hope you enjoy this session.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
So, do Agus need to introduce himself about his art or later?
We have the PowerPoint slides ready. We'll share it on screen, and yeah, Agus can start sharing.
This is Agus.card. Agus has favorite colors like duochrome desert bronze, hematite genuine, and cascade green, also burnt tiger eye genuine. He said that this color are especially good for abstract painting. Its color has a different effect, and he loves his contrast colors. This is his Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel. This installation watercolor about floating. This he imagined a view from above, from the plane. When we on the plane, we can see the view of this kind of things. And he used many colors from his palette. Is like Indotron blue, natural green, green apatite, pitalo yellow green, cascade green, and hematite genuine. The size of this installation is 6 meters times to 6 meters.
Wow.
This is, yeah. The next is he called Swamp Elegy. This about the lotus leaves, and he make it with the arch paper and more many burnt tiger eye genuine and lunar black. This room is about 6 meter times to 6 meter as well. Then this one is 5 composition, is made in paper parasol, and the diameter is about 2 meters. We call it 5 composition. And this one is sunrise in the blue wave. He used many ultramarine on that paintings. One of his favorite colors. And this one is dancing waves. Is bit big. Is almost 3 meters. Is the collection of one of the villa in Bali. And this one also about lotus. He call it the swamp putri. It's also in Bali. And this one is abstract, also in Bali. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
He, from his experience, he loves to express his painting with the installation, watercolor installation. He said this more to express his soul, his mind, and his everything. So from the process of his long journey, he finally started to do abstract from around 2005. He said he felt free, he could express his feeling, his soul, and his imagination.
Excellent. So would you like to, before we begin the demonstration, I'd just like to let everybody know one more time that we're going to save all the questions to the end. And the last 10 minutes will be a question and answer session. So go ahead and ask your questions, and we're going to write those down along with your name, and we will present those to Agus and Dee at the end of the demonstration.
Okay.
We just received our very first question in Zoom, so we'll take note of that.
Fantastic. So Dee, anytime that you and Agus would like to begin, that's great.
Okay. So we have to begin to the demonstration right now.
Or you could talk more about Agus's background, or we can wait to the end to go over that.
Okay. He will talk about his background.
From the process of my long painting journey, finally I start to do abstract from around 2005. I feel free and I could express my feeling, my soul, and my imagination. Usually, I get an inspiration from music. When I listen to the music, I can imagine everything. And after I have a concept in my mind, I express it to the painting. So painting and music are very important for me, but complement each other. When I paint, music gives me an emotion. It can be dynamic or mellow.
He started painting from it when he was 8 years old. When at that time his father gave him a set of watercolor and paper. At that time, he told that the media of painting is only watercolor, so he don't want to change to other media.
Very nice.
I think
Mudah.
yes. He is using Daniel Watercolor Smith since more than 10 years before Daniel Smith has a distributor in Indonesia. The first time he knew Daniel Smith from some foreign student who live in Indonesia, and then when they back to US, Agus asked them to buy Daniel Smith for him. So that's all about Agus background. He worked as a creative designer for 15 years before he decided to be a full-time artist since year 2000.
2000. Okay. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Dee, and thank you, Agus. Would you like to go ahead and Dee begin the, because I want to make sure I give you enough time. Would you want to go ahead and begin, and then we'll wait, well, about 10 minutes toward the end, we'll go and ask some questions and answers.
Okay. So we start now
Yes, please.
to do demo.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Now Agus want to make a demonstration about the abrasion. Abrasion, he wants to make a land and sea exposed by the abrasion. So he will use this kind of colors: lunar black, burnt tiger eye genuine, red iron oxide, pearl orange, French ultramarine, and indotron blue. Also white. So we change to another camera. If you want to ask, you can ask to me, John.
Can you turn just a little bit down the camera, please? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, finish.
Wow,
Yeah, finish.
very nice. Wow. That's great.
Balik. Balik ke sini. That's it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's
So-
it. Yeah,
Very, it's beautiful.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
That's the abrasion. Is a
That's the,
process of the erosion.
Thank you.
Do we need to switch off one of the audio?
that's the,
This is the audio of a camera pointing to Agus's work.
Okay.
Thank you. This is the audio of a camera pointing to Agus's work.
Okay. Wait, matiin ito.
there we go. Dee, there was a question from, so now your other microphone's on. There was a question, can we see the tools that Agus was using, and what tool was he using to do the abrasion? What tool was he using to scrape the paper?
John?
What tool was he using to do the
Yes.
abrasion?
Yeah, I think it's the wrong camera. Can't see it from the list here. It's the camera D pointing to Agus's work. We need to switch off the audio. D pointing to Agus's work.
Hello?
How about now, Dee?
Yeah. No, I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
So there was a lot of questions asked, and thank you for all the viewers. You were phenomenal, and I know holding back to ask directly.
Actually, John, sorry, it's still not fixed. We have temporarily switched off the cam for the other camera, but John, sorry, it's still not. The audio D for the camera pointing to Agus' work is still on.
I think we got it. Okay, I think we got it. So Dee, there's a lot of questions being asked, and so I'd like to present those to you and Agus. First, can we see the tools that Agus was using? Oh no, I can't hear her at all.
Hello?
There we go.
Yes. Yeah. Agus will take some brushes that he used. Wait a moment. He used his big brush.
Wow.
He made himself. And then he used this one for making scratch on the paper, and also a sprayer. And when we have a paint, he used a big plastic cup. Wait, itu tempat gede. Plastic cap, the big one. Like, just a moment, he'll take it. Something like this.
Wow.
For his color. Yeah. Because his brush is big, so he needs a big
Container.
Plastic cup like this.
So Dee, what paper was Agus using? And was it rough or cold press?
It's Fabriano rough 300 grams.
Okay, great. And so I know when talking to you and Agus, his abstracts are in his mind. Does he ever have a preconceived idea of what he wants to accomplish, or does he do it in the moment? Is it all in the moment?
Kamu kalau bikin abstrak langsung pakai proses.
Iya, ada konsep.
He,
Konsep dulu, baru eksekusi bisa jadi berubah seperti konsep. Enggak seperti konsep berubah, tapi sedikit.
yeah. Mostly he had a idea from music. When he had he listened to music, he has an idea, and then he keep on his mind, and he make a process on his mind to express it on the paper. Sometimes not all on his mind is same as his painting, but mostly everything is he process on his mind, and then he express it. After he said he think that he has to stop it.
So one of the questions thank you. One of the questions was he is so spontaneous.
Yes.
So the music then creates the passion, and then he goes from there. Is that correct? Because he was so spontaneous in his movements.
Yeah. Kamu perlu musik kan kalau. Yeah, he said he always need music when he paint. When he wants to make a emotion, he listen to the dynamic music. When he wants to something meditative, he need mellow music or ambient music.
So thank you. One of the other questions was those containers are so large. How much paint does he put in those containers with the water to be able to paint?
Kalau perlu yang gede itu kamu perlu berapa pacut?
Oh, bisa satu bisa 3.
When he use the big brush like that or big container, he need 3 tubes of the big one.
Wow, that's a lot.
15 milli. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Another question was, what is the drying time on one of Agus's paintings? How long would that one, for example, how long would that take to dry?
Berapa lama kering?
2 jam.
It's about 2 hours will be dry. But if we have a sunshine, we can put it on the ground, and then it's less than 2 hours. Maybe 1 hour is enough.
Okay. And another question that was asked, that the viewers are asking so many really good questions. Another question was asked, because the paintings are so large, do those go into storage, or do those immediately go into a gallery or a hanging?
Kalau lukisnya gede, kamu taruh di galeri atau di
Studio nanti di share ke kolektor.
Mostly his painting is in his studio, but we share it with to the collectors.
Okay. Does Agus prepare the colors in advance, or does he have the colors on standby, already made from a previous time?
Kamu okay. Can you repeat it again, John?
Yes, of course. So if he's going to be using, for example, the lunar black, does he make the lunar black the day he's going to use it, or was it from a previous time?
Oh, okay. Kalau catnya itu kalau melukis langsung baru atau dari yang kemarin-kemarin?
Baru.
He always use a new.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Tapi ada juga yang sedikit sisa.
Oh, sometimes like white he use from previous, but mostly he used the new one.
Okay, excellent. So Raffaele, who's in Italy, a brand ambassador, he asked, so the viewer shouldn't be looking for a figurative figure or patterns in your painting. They're absolutely abstract. Is that correct?
Yes.
So when we look at Agus's painting, somebody said, for example, it looks like a boat on the ocean, or is there a figure that we should recognize, or is it just abstract and it's in the viewer's mind that they see?
Kalau kamu melukis tuh ada figur yang ini apa semua ada di pikiran kamu.
Semua ada di pikiran.
Everything is on his mind.
Okay, very good. This one was asked by many people. What type of music does Agus listen to when he paints?
Yang kamu dengerin musiknya apa? New Age.
New Age sama contemporary.
New Age, contemporary, jazz, and sometimes ambient music.
So contemporary and ambience music.
Depends what kind of painting he wants to express.
Very nice. So a question that I ask and the viewers ask all the time is, when does Agus know a painting is done? When does he know he's finished?
Kamu kapan selesai?
Ya feeling sendiri itu bisa lihat komposisi, kalau memang sudah bagus ya harus berhenti.
No, he said it's from his feeling. When he saw that the composition is enough, he has to stop.
Okay. How does he frame his artwork? Because it's so large. Does he frame the artwork?
Yes, he frames semua ya. Yes, almost his painting is frame. Before that, he used to cover it with fixative.
Fixative.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question that was asked is, does Agus do a color study at all before he starts his paintings? I know when you were ready to start this one, you showed us, I believe, 6 colors, and then you said also white. So does he do a color study before he starts, or does he just know? How does that process work?
Kamu milih warnanya pada saat setelah kamu dapat ide atau kamu belajar dulu? When he got an idea, he think about the colors, and he can imagine on his mind what color he will use for this painting.
Fantastic. A couple of the users have asked, does he use pure colors right from the tube? And I know from watching you that you are mixing those with water. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to move the brush across the substrate. So this is from Ethel. Does he usually develop his painting based on instinct, feelings, emotions of the moment?
Kamu bikin ini feeling pada saat semua sama jadi satu nggak? Feeling, emosi apa pada saat
jadi satu dan mencari momen yang tidak bisa diulang.
Ya nggak bisa. He said everything is I mean the emotion, the moment is improvisation is only from when he's on his painting.
Terus cepat.
And has to make it fast. He doesn't want to think when he start painting.
Okay, and so
just express the emotion.
Okay, and can you tell us if he would, what music or sound was playing in his mind when he was doing his painting today?
Musik apa yang kamu dengerin kalau waktu ini? Yes.
Yes, bisa
Yang sekarang.
Dari jazz.
Oh, for this music, he is sorry, for his painting, he's listen to jazz music. Bit dynamic.
Okay. Sandra says, how many paintings does Agus do in a day? And does he use up all his paint by the end of the session?
Kamu satu lukisan satu terus apa catnya berapa?
Ya, pikirin.
Satu kali kan? Why? He depends on his mood. When he wants to make more than one painting, he can do in a day, and then he just skip all the paint for his class.
Okay. And so Anna Marie was, I want to make sure I ask this question. Does Agus mix any of the colors in his cups, or is each one a pure color and then he mixes them on the paper? For example, with the 6 colors, the ultramarine, the lunar black, for example, is each one in a separate container and then he does the mixing on the paper? Or does he also have something where he mixes the colors together in a pot?
Kamu kan satu warna satu itu kan container dan dia. One colors in one container and then he mix it on the paper.
Okay. Fantastic. And you had mentioned that you use white. Which white was it? A Chinese white, a titanium white, or a different type of white?
Titanium.
Titanium.
Yeah, he always use titanium white. Sorry.
Okay.
Gabriel has a question. He raised his hand.
Oh, okay, Gabriel. We can't hear you. Yeah. There we go.
Yes, my question was, could you tell us the ratio of paint versus water that you made for the big mix?
Rasionya berapa cat sama air? Nggak bisa pakai feeling.
Feeling.
He cannot tell the ratio because with his feeling. But he said, don't put more water. Don't put more water on the container. When you want to add water, add on the paper. Ya kan, kalau tambah air gitu.
Thank you. I accept that answer.
Thank you.
So, are there any? A question that was asked by Laura. Are there any tricks for mixing those big vats of color?
Pardon me?
She was asking, for example, probably pretty similar to what Gabriel asked. When Agus is making the large containers of color, how does he know kind of how much paint to how much water? Is that just a feeling? Is there any tip?
Only his feeling. That's why he cannot tell the ratio.
That's fair. Does Agus only now make really large works, or does he also make smaller works?
Lebih bagus gede karena emosinya aku bisa lebih ekspresi saya jadi lebih bebas.
He said the big painting is more. I mean, he can express full all the expression when he make a big one.
Okay. And I saw that Agus was kneeling down. It looked like he was working on top of tile. Is that how Agus normally works on by kneeling down and painting, not putting the paper up? Down?
Iya, kenapa di lantai selalu kan? Yes, yes.
Okay. Lots of questions about the brushes that he used. And I wonder, Dee, if Agus can stand by his work area where he just finished his work and show people kind of the containers and the brushes and the scrapers that he used, and maybe talk a little bit about his brushes. So we
Okay.
can see.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe you can be his voice in the background. You can explain.
This is the big brush that he made himself. Handmade. Something like this.
How does he hand make them? What kind of hair does he use?
He bought the small brush, and then he compile it into one what you call it. The original is big this size, and then he compile it into one.
Fantastic.
Because we looking for the big brush, there is no one sell that kind of brush, so he decided to make himself.
Okay. And what was his scraper that he was scraping his painting? What was that?
This like this.
That he was actually scraping that?
Oh, with the scraping, he used
Scraping.
the back of the yeah. When he's scraping, he used the back of the brush tips, the tips of the brush, and sometimes he need colors, he also use these tips, and with the colors like this.
Oh, fantastic. And
Giovanni has a question for Agus.
hello, Giovanni, please.
Agus, you paint every time in a flat mode or sometimes in vertical?
Flat. Always flat, because he used a wet technique.
So thank you. That was one of the other questions that was asked too. Does Agus usually start with a dry paper, or does he pre-wet the paper?
Kamu kalau ngelukis pakai basah apa?
Dibasahin sedikit, tunggu lembab baru mulai.
He put water first, make it wet, and then wet until dry and start to paint.
Okay. And does he tape down the paper? Does he tape it down?
He used the wood board, and then put the paper on the wood board.
Okay, excellent. There was another question as to where is Agus's school located?
Agus school located?
Yes. Where is?
He's autodidact. Yeah. He is an autodidact. His background is graphic designer, but for the painting he learned himself, self-taught.
Great. Where does Agus teach school?
He don't teach at school. He has a class in a studio.
And where's that?
Pardon?
And where is that?
Where is that? Studio in Artland area. Yeah, Artland is a big store, art supply store in Indonesia, and then they have a space for Agus as his studio to make everything for watercolor.
So Jakarta.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. I know that he also has done demonstrations in Bali.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Bali is our second home.
Okay, that's a great second home to have, almost like San Diego. Yeah, those are nice second homes. Let's see, there was so many questions that were asked. see. Does Agus paint every day?
Almost
Uh,
yeah. Almost every day, because when he sometimes he paint at home or in his studio, and the other time he has a class, so he has to paint for his student to make a sample.
So we talked about the paper. You said the paper today was Fabriano. Is that hot press or cold pressed?
Rough, yeah.
rough.
Rough.
Rough. Okay,
Yes.
rough. Okay. And I believe you said it was 300 gram.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
So here, this is from Jennifer. She's, I thought he said that today's painting was about the ocean. Yes.
Yeah.
What are the other subjects that inspire him?
Subjeknya apa kamu? It's the abrasive, ya. It's talking about the abrasion. Abrasion is a process of the erosion, because this issue is coming up in Jakarta. Jakarta has the abrasion at this moment, so he decided to express it on the paper tonight.
Okay. And so what other subjects does Agus think about when he's doing his abstracts? Has he ever thought about being in the mountains and what that might look from an abstract level, or being in the city and what that might look from an abstract level, or does that even enter into it?
Kamu kalau nyari inspirasi itu apa namanya? Gimana caranya? Kalau kota atau gimana?
Pasti ya, bisa. Pertama ya kayak laut itu diaplikasikannya ombak, tarikan apa, gerakan ombak.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Gerakan ombak lebih banyak kalau laut.
For example, when he
Kalau kota
sing about the ocean, the like a sample like abrasion. When he sing about abrasion, he think about the ocean. It's difficult for me to explain. Can you repeat it again, John?
Sure. Today, Agus gave an example of one of his paintings, abstract form from the ocean. Has he also done similar ones for maybe the mountains or the city?
Okay.
Other geographical places.
Kalau abstrak tuh bisa mountain atau bisa gedung gitu, bisa nggak di abstrak ya?
Bisa.
Yes.
Mountain bisa, terus bunga juga bisa.
He said he can express with abstract about mountains, city, or even flowers.
Semua adalah kesan.
Because he only need take impression of the subject, so he can do it on abstract with it.
So I know thank you very much. I know many of Agus's paintings are very large. Lori asked, for example, can she see more of his art? Can we go to Agus's website? Can the viewers see more types of his art, maybe a gallery of his art or a collection of his artwork?
We don't have a website, so when he has a new painting, he upload it in Instagram or in YouTube.
Okay, so they could probably search YouTube or Instagram to see some of his work?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have the YouTube account just pasted on chat room.
So Lori and others, the YouTube count is pasted. That was a great question, because I know you want to see more of Agus's work. Does Agus add details after his painting is dried?
Kamu kasih detail lagi waktu lukisannya kering.
Udah kering, ya.
Yes, after dry, he make a finishing with details.
Oh, very good. So on the one that Agus did today, will he be going back to that and adding any other finishing touches?
Kamu nanti kan terusin lagi kan?
Perlu kering.
Yes, yes. After
Finishing.
dry, he do finishing with the details.
Fantastic. So would Agus be kind enough to, when he's done his painting, would he actually post that to YouTube so we can all take a look at the final result?
Yes, we will try to upload it.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
So I think that is the majority of the questions, and we're at the end of the hour. Agus, D, you've both been wonderful. Thank you, everybody watching, and for your questions. I will ask you one last. This is from Prestige. It says, Agus mentioned using a fixative. What fixative does he use?
Oh, fixatifnya. Sometimes you use Windsor for fixative.
Windsor fixative. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And so with that, I wanted to thank everybody that was watching. Thank you, Ethel, and everybody hearing the translation. Agus, D, it's wonderful to see you again. I can't wait to see you in person.
Thank you very much.
You are so very welcome. You've been delightful. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate it. It's been great. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.